when I started streaming, I played the Kingdom Hearts series. The first game came out in 2002, and I was 10. So I had to beg my dad to buy it for me because my parents were sticklers for age ratings, and this was before Peggy, so it was a 12 plus in the EU ratings. He got it for me, and it instantly became my favourite game in the entire world. I have loved the Kingdom Hearts series. I have played every single one except for the mobile ones, but that's neither here nor there. When I decided that I was going to do YouTube, I knew that I was going to do it. I was going to play Kingdom Hearts. And I thought about doing it in order of events, but doing it in order of events means that you play games that came out years after the original ones, and you would have to have some sort of understanding of the terms and the story before even beginning that. So I've decided that we're going to do it in release order. It's a bit easier to get into for new people. So obviously, first up is the original Kingdom Hearts. And I am going to be playing the final mix versions, the Steam 1.5 and 2.5 remix, at least to start with, and we will go to 2.8 and then 3. And then eventually Melody of Memory, which is a completely separate game, but it's part of the story. So we'll be going on with that. Some of the audio is copyrighted, so it will either remain silent or I will find something to cover it over with. Future me will have to deal with that, not current me. Anyway, let's get to it, shall we? Hello and welcome back to Kingdom Hearts. Last time we explored the Destiny Islands, got whisked away into a dark void and ended up in Traverse Town, where we spent ages looking for something. Just looking for something, found Leon and Yuffie, and ended up being attacked by creatures known as Heartless. In an ensuing scuffle after that, we found Donald and Goofy, who have decided that we should go with them in search of our friends Riku and Kairi and the king, Mickey Mouse. Mickey knows what's going on. Riku and Kairi got lost when the Destiny Islands were destroyed. We defeated a boss named the Guard Armor and joined forces with Donald and Goofy permanently. But our time in Traverse Town is up for now. We have to leave through those big doors in the back there and go on something they call the Gummy Ship. So if we leave, we'll end up on the world map. The green cursor shows where we are, and we can select our next destination by moving the cursor around. There are battle levels when selecting destinations, and more stars on those means stronger Heartless in that world. So, we're currently in Traverse Town. You can see Disney Castle off to the side, but we will never go there in this game for some unknown reason. I'm not sure why it's even on the map. Now, we've got one to the top, which is battle level 1 star, and one to the bottom, which is battle level 2 star. And what we're going to do is go to the top one, and we have to fly the gummy ship manually to this world. And this is like a rail shooter. We move constantly forwards. We travel to different worlds on the gummy ship. The Heartless ships often give us a hard time. Always be on the lookout during flight. Your journey will be documented until you reach your destination. Seek out the missions each world has to offer. Control the gummy ship with the left stick, using up to descend and down to ascend, which means that the y-axis is inverted. The blue gauge shows the power level. Firing lasers, among other things, consumes power. The green gauge shows the strength of the armor. If it reaches 0, it's back to the departing point. It is fully automatic, and I can just hold the button down and fire constantly. It makes a lot of noise though, and I don't like it. So we're just going to be shooting stuff as it comes. I might do gummy missions at some point later. But right now, I'm just interested in shooting stuff and collecting things. We just got a blueprint for an Iron Man ship. And we're getting lots of gummy blocks as we kill the Heartless ships. Sometimes it'll be... Most of the time they drop gummy blocks. Sometimes they drop blueprints. Blueprints that I can't really use and probably won't ever use. And there we go, there's more blueprints, one for a sylph, and that will be a second one for the sylph as well. But you can only carry one of each blueprint and 99 of each gummy block. So sometimes, even though I pick them up, they'll come up with a red box and a line through the gummy block saying that I can't use it. But I pick it up anyway. It counts towards my score. And the score itself is just to add a little bit of extra excitement to the gummy ship that is otherwise quite a boring part of gameplay, where all you do is just hold the button and travel through space, trying not to get hit by things. A lot of the time the enemy ships just fly through space. Sometimes they have weapons that they fire at you, but a lot of the time that doesn't happen. They just try and ram into you. And here we go. Here is the first world outside of Traverse Town. And it's Wonderland. Wonderland is the world based on the 1951 Alice in Wonderland film. If you've not seen it, it is on Disney Plus, and you can probably find it elsewhere on the internet. Pop off and go and watch that, and then come back here so that you have a bit more of an understanding of how this world works and the story of this world. But for now, we'll disembark and begin our journey in Wonderland.
Oh, my fur and whiskers! I'm late, I'm late, I'm late! Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear! I'm here, I should be there! Oh, I'm late, I'm late, I'm late! Oh, the Queen, she'll have my head for sure!
And here we are. There's nothing in this room, but if I go into first person mode, I can look up and we can see all the things that are in the rabbit hole. We've got some portraits of rabbits and some flowers. Up here there's a lantern, there's a fireplace just up on the wall, a table, a bathtub, and it just keeps going up. And we've fallen from up there. But let's go and chase the white rabbit. Through 3 doors of differing sizes and into a space that seems to have some framework inside. This is the bizarre room. It's a space where we are big, but we can't really go any further. So let's go try and get into the door.
How did he get so small?
No, you're simply too big.
That talks!
Must you be so loud? You woke me up. Good morning. Good night. I need a bit more sleep.
Wait, what do we have to do to grow small?
Why don't you try the bottle? Over there.
Wonderland is full of wonders. Before I get on the table and drink the potion, I am going to push this bed because there's a hole behind it that I think I can go through. I say I think, but I know I can go through it. Now Now that we're small, if I jump off the table, enemies will appear. And we're now finding more enemies of different variations. We fought shadows. And we fought a heartless known as soldiers. They're the ones with the armor on them. And these are red nocturnes. They are one of a specific type of enemy that is elemental in nature, and they are based on music. The red nocturne uses fire magic, which I don't have a counter for currently. So we're going to have to just brute force them for the time being. Oh, and they drop ethers sometimes.
Come on!
And they drop blaze shards. And there we go, there's some soldiers. There we go, right, that's the enemies taken out. Can I go through this door? No. And the doorknob is asleep. So let's go through here into the Queen's Castle.
Court is now in session.
I'm on trial. But why?
Her Majesty, the Queen of Hearts, presiding.
This girl is the culprit. There's no doubt about it. And the reason is because I say so, that's why.
That is so unfair.
Well, have you anything to say in your defense?
Of course. I've done absolutely nothing wrong. You may be queen, but I'm afraid that doesn't give you the right to be so mean.
Silence! You dare defy me?
Hey guys, we should help her out.
We're outsiders, so wouldn't that be muddling? Oh, yeah. And that's against the rules.
The court finds the defendant guilty as charged for the crimes of assault and attempted theft of my heart. Off with her head!
No! Oh, please!
Hold it right there!
Who are you? How dare you interfere with my court?
Excuse me, but we know who the real culprit is.
Uh-huh. It's the Heartland.
Anyway, she's not the one you're looking for.
That's nonsense. Have you any proof?
Bring me evidence of Alice's innocence. Fail, and it's off with all of your heads. Gather as much or little evidence as you please. Report back here once you're ready. So, once again, Donald and Goofy have mentioned meddling and how it's against the rules. And the idea of that is that meddling involves getting caught up in the affairs of the worlds that you go to visit. It is supposed to be against the rules. Nobody's supposed to ever get involved in the events that are unfolding on the worlds that they go to visit. But you will learn very quickly that Sora just cannot help himself. He wants to help everybody. He wants everyone to be happy. And so he ends up involved in every single story of every single world that he visits. Donald and Goofy never really tell him off for it either. They just join him in the meddling. But we have been told that we have to go looking for evidence, so that's exactly what we'll do. And to do that, we need to go to the Lotus Forest. you? Who indeed? Poor Alice, soon to lose her head, and she's not guilty of a thing. Hey, if you know who the culprit is, tell us. The Cheshire Cat has all the answers, but doesn't always tell. The answer, the culprit, the cat all lie in darkness. Wait. They've already left the forest. I won't tell which exit. There are 4 pieces of evidence in all. 3 are a cinch to find. The 4th is tricky. Big reward if you find them all. Should we trust him? To trust or not to trust? I trust you'll decide. So, there are 4 pieces of evidence, but the Cheshire Cat is a bit of a liar, because you don't need to get all 4 to find the big reward. You only need to get 1, and that's the first one that I'm going to grab. Evidence is found in pink boxes, and you'll see them dotted around, but we will skip over the ones that aren't important for now. I'm going to collect all 4, but the 3 that don't get you the reward are going to be the last 3 that I collect. For now, we're going to work on getting that 4th one. And here we are. The Heartless are here to stop us once more. Or at least try to stop us. For the moment, Donald and Goofy are just there to get a couple of hits in every now and then. But, as you can see, there are flowers hiding around this map, and they ask for things. So this one wants an ether. I collected one from the Red Nocturnes in the Bizarre Room. And this one wants a potion. This one's special because the potion will make me bigger. I'm not going to do it just yet. But the yellow ones want potions, the red ones want ethers. For the time being, at least. And there's a blue trinity on the ground in here, and 1 piece of evidence that I'm going to skip over because it's an easy piece. Oh, that's the 2nd ether. A tent and a potion as well. So that trinity jump was designed specifically, I think, to help us in making the flowers happy. The flowers each drop an item, aside from the one that will make me bigger. The one that makes me bigger won't drop an item, but everything else does. So I will be using the flowers when I've got the items to do so. And that'll happen at some point. I don't know when though. We'll figure it out as we go. I'm going to jump up on these mushrooms here. Up and over. There's a 2nd piece of evidence there that I'm going to gloss over for a second. And this chest here contains Dalmatians number 16, 17 and 18. They are the first Dalmatians that we've gotten. So we're going to go to the journal for the first time ever. And we're going to look at them. Chronicles gives us the story of each one. So we've got Sora's story, which is all of the non-Disney worlds. And we've got Wonderland, which is our first Disney world. Every character that we come across shows up here. So we've got the main characters in the story. We've got the characters from each of the worlds, including Jiminy Cricket, and a couple of other characters will show up in here as well. And we have the Heartless that we have faced. Obviously, a lot of the entries are question marks in here. We will find more Heartless as we go. The 101 Dalmatians is very important, and probably the only thing that I'm going to be looking at the journal for. Because we can see which Dalmatians we have found on this page. But if I push Y on my controller, it's triangle for a PlayStation controller, I can see how many puppies are left in each world. So I've got 87 in every other world, but there are 9 left in Wonderland. Hopefully by the time we've left, that number will be 0. But if it's not, we can always come back. And the Trinity list in the journal shows us what Trinities we can do, how many of them that we've done, and how many there are in total. By the end of the game, all of them will be done, and we'll have every item from the Trinities. Now, we're going to drop back down. I'm going to go into my items, and I'm going to exchange 2 potions for the 2 ethers that I've got. So, we're going to use an item. If I use the ether normally, it's just Sora, Donald, and Goofy. But if I get close to this flower, the flower becomes a target. So I can chuck it at the flower, and it'll open up, drop lots of health, and it'll give me a camping set. This one here wants a potion, so I shall use the potion on the flower. That'll drop lots of MP and a high potion. Another ether here.
Here!
More HP and another camping set. And let's use our last potion on this flower here. Make ourselves big. Examine the stump. Why don't you get on? Can't hit it, but if we get on, a lily pad jumps out of the floor. Lovely. Now, this tree, strike to spin. Oh, didn't want to do that. We want to bring that one back. I'm ripe enough to be eaten. So we'll take that one. And then we'll hit the tree and eat them up. We're going to jump back up where the chest for the Dalmatians was. But now that we've moved the tree, this lily pad is accessible. We'll get up to here. And there's a thing that we can do with jumping in this game. If I jump and then attack, I get a bit more distance. And that should be able to get me over to that lily pad there. I should grab onto the edge of it. Like that. And then I can flip myself up and open this chest hiding in here. And that's a scan gummy. So that will allow me to put it on the gummy ship. I won't do it just yet. But from there, what I want to do is I'm going to use the potion on the flower again. Make myself big. And we're going to spin the tree back around. Because, I don't know if you can see it here. No, well, just about. There is a door on the tree. But if it's spun this way, I can't access it. So we're going to hit the tree, spin it back round. And then we're going to eat the nut and shrink back down. And from there, we're going to jump onto these mushrooms. And up here. To fight 2 shadows. Collect all of their money. I'm going to drop back down because they dropped some money on the floor. Jump back up. And I'm going to ignore this door for a minute. And we're going to go around this way. And onto the lily pad that we brought up. And into the bizarre room using this door. This door takes us to the hardest piece of evidence to find. We're on the tap in the corner of the bizarre room, way high up. And our piece of evidence is there on that display cabinet. Now, we're going to move quite slowly. We're going to push Donald off the edge here. And move the camera around just a touch so I can see what I'm doing. We're going to jump over onto this cabinet and we're going to open up the box to get the claw marks. I have one piece of evidence. Well, look what you found. Nice going. Now we can save Alice. Don't be so sure. She may be innocent, but what about you? What do you mean? I won't tell, but I'll give you something. Attain the power of ice, learn the magic spell Blizzard. So we now have 2 magic spells. We've got fire and we have Blizzard. Blizzard will allow us to take out the red Nocturnes easier, And Donald also has access to this spell now. So we're not the only ones. Now that we're in the bizarre room though, I am going to use the bottle to make ourselves big. Because there's a missable item during this section of Wonderland that involves us going back out to the rabbit hole. There's a save point here now that wasn't there before, but if we run into this room, Heartless spawn. And we're going to take out all of these Heartless. I say take out all of these Heartless. We're going to run around and collect a lot of money. And this is the only time that this specific set of Heartless will appear in this room. And it's before the trial. Now, Blizzard, fire, we've seen,
Fire! See ya!
acts like a bit of a homing missile. But Blizzard
See ya!
is a shotgun. And it fans out, so I can hit multiple people in one go.
See ya!
Like that. That took out most of those red Nocturnes as they spawned. But now I don't have any MP. So we're going to brute force our way through.
Come on!
Take him out. And that's the puzzle completed. We're going to heal up. And a chest has appeared. Now, you can only get this chest if you come into the rabbit hole before the trial when you're collecting the evidence. And opening that chest will get us another camping set. Now, we've had a few items like that before. I've received 3 camping sets already today. And we got a cottage from the mailbox in Traverse Town. And a tent from the Trinity Jump here in Wonderland. And each one of them is for use outside of battle. So I can use a tent to fully restore HP at any point when I'm not in battle. A camping set will restore all my HP and 3 MP for every member in my party. And the cottage will restore all HP and MP. So those ones are quite important later on in the game. We will hardly use them early on. Most of the time we'll be using the camping sets. Tents will only be useful in certain situations. So we're going to shrink ourselves back down. And from this table, we can see another piece of evidence. I can't reach it from here. So we're going to have to go back to the Lotus Forest through the Queen's Castle to access it. Now that we've been to the rabbit hole, the enemies in the Lotus Forest should have reset. So, as I move around, they'll respawn, allowing me to get more money, more experience.
See ya!
And with my newfound Blizzard spell, I can hit multiple enemies from far away. So I don't have to keep running up to them.
Deep freeze! Fire!
There we go, we've leveled up, gotten some more AP.
Come on!
I don't think I've gotten another ability recently though. We will just check. Yeah, so I've got no new abilities. Donald has no new abilities and neither does Goose. And while we're here in the Lotus Forest, we're going to collect the other 2 pink boxes that we found. So this one up here gives us antenna. And we're going to roll on over to this one, which gives us the footprints. Then we're going to jump back up onto these lily pads up here. Take down these 2 again. Drop down, collect the money that dropped over the edge. The more money we have, the better off we are. Then we're going to go through this door that I ignored earlier, back into the bizarre room. That'll drop us down onto the stove where this pink box was to get the stench. There we go. We'll go back to the Queen's Castle. We are going to use the save point to heal ourselves because now we need to confront the Queen. We're going to speak to the Two of Hearts. You can also speak to the Ace of Hearts. And they will ask if we're ready to present evidence before the Queen. You can do it with any number of evidence. You only have to collect one to be able to do this. The Queen will fill up all the other slots because there's only ever 5 pieces of evidence. Collecting all 4 makes life a bit easier because if you make a wrong choice, you can lose Donald and Goofy for the fight that's about to happen. So we're ready to present our evidence to the Queen. Very well, Council. Step up to the podium. Now, show me what you have found. There's our 4 pieces of evidence. Well, that's certainly a lot of evidence, but I'm still not impressed. Cards, bring forth my evidence. Her little 1 piece of evidence. And then she shuffles them for some unknown reason. Checking all 5 would only be a waste of time. Alright then, choose the one you wish to present. I'll decide who's guilty based on that evidence. What? After all the trouble of collecting it? You dare object? Then you will lose your head. Now choose 1 box. 5 boxes seems like a lot of choice there. But realistically, right now, 4 of those choices should point to the culprit. I will always choose this second box here from the left because I know what the answer inside this box is. Are you certain? No second chances. I am definitely sure. I know what the answer's going to be, and we shall see who the real culprit is. There it is. What in the world was that? There's your evidence. Alice is innocent. Urgh. Silence. I'm the law here. Article 29. Anyone who defies the Queen is guilty. That's crazy. Seize them at once. This fight is actually against the Queen of Hearts, but she's not our primary target. The primary target is the tower here. However, I can jump up here and I can hit the Queen and it makes the red cards worried for the Queen until she stands up again. And our aim is to destroy the tower. And I'm going to keep hitting the Queen because it distracts the red cards and makes our life a little bit easier.
Come on!
Knock her down again. Now we can collect some health. She's up again. She only has like 10 HP, I think, so 1 hit will do it. Now, we're going to slow down a little bit here, because as we hit the tower, it's going to drop out money, and you know how I feel about money. I feel a bit like Scrooge McDuck here, and Mr. Krabs.
Fire! See ya!
Don't you hit me. There we go. Tower's down. We've collected all the money. Alice is saved. Or is she? She must have gotten kidnapped while we were fighting. You fools! Find the one who's behind this. I don't care how. Just like that, we're no longer against the Queen. And if we jump up and speak to her, she says, quit dawdling. If we speak to the White Rabbit, he says, the Queen has spoken, find Alice at once. So we're now tasked with finding Alice. And if we're going to return to the rabbit hole, just quickly, because the fight in there... Oh, before we do that, I'm going to show you our first special Heartless. This is a very special encounter, and in this encounter we fight waves of shadows. I think it's 3 waves of shadows. I think this is the last wave of shadows, and then a special Heartless will appear. And these special Heartless are possibly one of the most annoying enemies at the start of the game.
Come on!
For where we are in terms of our defenses and our damage output and things like that, we're going to be in here because these giant shadows are going to show up.
Deep freeze! Deep freeze! Deep freeze! Deep freeze! Deep freeze!
Every time they hit me, they disappear. And in the position that we're in, they can hit me and hurt me. We'll have to come back later with a better arsenal to be able to finish them off. Hiding inside the fireplace does help,
Deep freeze!
but not enough that we're really able to do much in terms of fighting them. Yeah, those gigantic shadows only appear in here every now and then. It's not a constant thing.
See ya! Come on!
But we just leveled up and got an ability known as Tech Boost. So, we're going to go into abilities, and Tech Boost increases the tech points that you get by doing those parries that we've been doing. So, when I hit back an enemy attack or I block something, it doubles the amount of tech points that I can get, which is good. We're going to equip that because that will help us level up faster. And then we're going to use the bottle to grow ourselves big once again, because we need to return to the rabbit hole. Now that we've done the special Heartless that I wasn't expecting to find, we're going to go on out and head back into here. Oh, I've got another MP.
Deep freeze!
Okay, right, fight these Heartless. Donald will get back up soon. It takes him a full minute to recover.
Deep freeze!
Oh, and now we've got another new Heartless. And this is the large body. And his front is impossible to do damage to. And he goes into something like a rage mode when you get his health down to a certain point. And he'll just run at you. You can block it and get some checkpoints, but other than that, they're relatively simple. You just get around behind them, whack them in the back. And now that we've done that, a second chest has appeared on the other side of the room from the previous one. And if we open this one, we get a mega potion. Mega potions and mega ethers are quite useful because they heal everybody. Potions heal HP, ethers heal MP. But right now they're a bit of a rare commodity, so I won't be using them all the time. Now that we've done the other missable chest, although that missable chest is available from after the trial all the way up until late game, when something else happens. And we're going to move into the Lotus Forest, where this red flower chucks out a boulder. Have you seen Alice? Alice, no. Shadows, yes. Where did they go? This way? That way? Does it matter? Left, right, up, down. All mixed up thanks to the shadows. Step deeper into the forest to the deserted garden. You might find shadows in the upside down room. That's a bit of foreshadowing. Because do you remember earlier when we dropped onto the tap and the stove? By travelling through the doors in the Lotus Forest into the bizarre room again? Well, so now that we are in the second half of this world, because we've done the first part where Alice gets kidnapped, and now we're into the second half of this world. Where the Heartless spawns change. They've shifted. We've now got extra enemies to deal with in the case of the large body. And where they spawn is different too. And to go with the Giga Shadow, there is a second special Heartless that will spawn in this room. But they are slightly different. When I find one, I will show it to you. If I don't find it here, they spawn in several worlds in this game. In fact, pretty much all of them. And I will show you as soon as I find one. That one still wants a potion. So let's get ourselves bigger. Now that we have this boulder here, we're going to push it into the water. And that will bring up those two lily pads. And then we need to... we need to shrink ourselves back down, because we're going to jump back up onto the tree. But instead of going across into this corner this time, we're just going to jump across onto this canopy here and back into the bizarre room. But where we're at in terms of the story, the bizarre room map has changed. And by going through that door, we're now... the floor is on the side of the room. And this is something that is permanent now. Oh.
This should help.
Yeah, it's a permanent change. Anytime I return to this world. Anytime I return to this world, the room will spin based on which door I go into.
Come on.
Oops. Oh, right, let's get rid of the low health sound. Pick up all of that money. And we're going to touch this lamp and turn it on. which will fill out that one. And hit this and drop the bear down, which has made this book appear. And then I'm going to touch this lamp as well, which makes the lion roar and gives us a free chest with a defense up in it. I will always use defense up, all of the up items on Sora alone. So defense up will raise my defense by 1. So if I use it on Sora, my defense has now increased. Let's examine this and go back to the Lotus Forest, which takes us to a teeny tiny place in here with 2 yellow flowers, one of which wants a potion.
Here!
In exchange for MP orbs and high potions. And this one's different. This one wants an elixir. I have an elixir. So I will use it on the flower in exchange for money and a mithril shard. These flowers are also useful, but I don't have the magic spell to use the flowers, so we'll have to come back to Wonderland at some point. Now we're back in here. I'm going to use this door to move to a different section of the Bazaar Room, and that flips the room so that the stove is on the floor and the floor is on the other side of the room. I don't know what what Goofy actually says when he dies. It sounds like old man fillers, but I'm not quite sure what that actually means. Here we go, we're in rage mode. I don't think so.
Come on!
In this part of the Bazaar Room that is separated in half, this is where we found the evidence.
Deep freeze! See ya!
It's where we found the evidence of that got us the blizzard spell in the first place. And from here, we can turn the tap and make the pot real. Making the pot real allows us to go back to the Queen's Castle, where we find a chest with a meteor gummy in it. At some point I'll do some gummy ship stuff, but realistically it doesn't add too much to the game. And here we go, this is the other special Heartless. It is a white mushroom, and they want me to use specific spells on them. So he's hot, I'm going to use Blizzard. And what we want to do is use 3 of the same spells. I don't have the spell required for that one yet, so I need him to be hot. He'll cycle through stuff, so he's cold there, that'll be a fire spell, which I'm not using yet because we've just had him hot.
Deep freeze!
That's 2.
See ya!
And that's 3. And he'll throw out loads of MP orbs and something called an arts if I use 3 of the same spells.
Fire!
I can just about see here what he's doing. And because Donald and Goofy like to stand right next to me,
See ya!
I have to sort of guess and hope for the best. We've only got 2 spells. They will ask for every single spell that I can collect. They've only got Fire and Blizzard. So at the moment, I can only collect the Fire Arts and the Blizzard Arts. Sometimes they'll drop Mystery Goo, and we'll need Mystery Goo, so I'm going to try and collect as many of them as possible. What would you like? You're hot? The Blizzard Art, the arts can be sold for money as well. I only need 1 of each. Oh, I ran out of time. Never mind. They can be sold for money. I need 1 of each for something quite important later on. And at the moment, we have Fire and Blizzard, which are our only spells. And as we collect more, they'll show up in different worlds wanting a different spell each time. And if we can find them, we'll use that spell on them and collect the specific arts for that spell. We want to collect a set of every single spell. And here we are in the Tea Party Garden. I know I just jumped directly from one thing to another, but as you can see, the Mad Hatter and the March Hare are quite sad. We don't get to talk to them at all, but if we examine this, a very merry unbirthday, sit down to get your present. Each of these chairs does something different, and I will go round in all of the and sit in all of the chairs that don't get the table to disappear, because they'll net us healing, money, MP, HP, and sometimes an item. Like right there, there's an item on the table. It's quite an important item because the box is quite big. So that's a free elixir. We're going to skip this chair and move on to the next one, which nets us lots of money. And a potion. I'm going to skip this one at the head of the table and we'll move to the next one, which gets us MP and an ether. Next one. More MP and a potion. And this one gives us HP. I don't actually need, and another potion. Now, the two that I skipped are more tricks than treats. And by sitting on them, the table will disappear and a fight will begin.
Deep freeze!
You can only do it once per chair, so you can't just keep coming back and collecting elixir after elixir. We'll go back to the Lotus Forest and then straight back into the Tea Party Garden, because that will bring the table back, and then we'll sit in the second chair that will also make the table disappear, and we'll have another fight. This time with just a single large body. There we go, a spirit shard and some more money. And before we go through this door into the bazaar room, because that's the way we need to go, we're going to go back into the Lotus Forest and go through the other doors that we've already been through. Magic is an easy way at the beginning for us to clear out enemies.
See ya! Deep freeze!
I have little to no MP, but with a shotgun move like Blizzard,
Deep freeze! Deep freeze!
I can clear out almost an entire spawn of enemies in 1 or 2 spells.
Fire!
And then I can pick off the rest with a fire spell if I need to. But realistically,
Come on!
large bodies need to be left to the end because they, once they hit rage mode, they focus in, and there's nothing worse than,
Deep freeze!
oh, all in one. There's nothing worse than being in the middle of a fight and a large body absolutely wrecks you from behind. Right, we're going to jump up these new bits here.
Deep freeze! Deep freeze!
Take them out. Get some MP back. We're going to use the blue trinity that's on the floor here to collect more MP. I don't think that will bring us up to full, but it'll get us almost there. And another camping set. We do like that. Yeah, it's almost full. And you want a high potion. Okay. Another odd one. Exchange a high potion for a potion in Sora's inventory.
Here.
Give it to the flower. What have we got? More MP, that brings us up to full. And a mega potion. More of these pink flowers that I can't do anything with at the moment. And a door to the Queen's Castle. This door brings us to the other side of the trees where we first came back to the Queen's Castle. Dalmatians number 13, 14 and 15 have been returned. Which brings us down to 6 left in Wonderland. Back into the Lotus Forest. Where we're gonna have to use a potion on this flower here to get ourselves big, because the door is not where we need it to be. Take the nut. Eat the nut. I did see that I have a mega potion in my items, and so I am going to stock that. I'm going to take that out. We don't need that. Jump back up here. But there are no enemies anymore. We'll go through this door, back into the bazaar room, which takes us...
Come on.
to that door. We've been here before, so we don't have to stay in here.
Deep freeze.
But we do want to take the enemies out, of course. So we'll go back through that door into the Lotus Forest, and I have a feeling that this door over here...
Deep freeze. Deep freeze.
There we go. Get out of there. I have a feeling that this door into the bazaar room will take us to the other side. Yep.
See ya. Come on.
There we go. So that's empty. We'll drop back into the Lotus Forest. I feel like I've missed something. But I may not have. We're going to go back to the Queen's Castle a second, because I need to go back to the regular bazaar room, where enemies will be spawning. So into the bazaar room we go. Enemies are going to spawn in here.
Deep freeze.
And I'm going to take them out.
Deep freeze.
And then collect all their money. Oh, Protera Chain and a Spirit Shard. A Protera Chain is really good at this stage of the game. But we're going to give it to Donald and make him a defensive powerhouse, because he often has awful defense. So I've got 11, Donald has 10, Goofy has 12 defense, which is incredibly useful. Oh, Goofy learned Charge. Rocket fires directly upwards, Charge fires directly forwards. We're gonna need Rocket, just for the time being.
Deep freeze. See ya.
Right, I want to make myself big, because the teddy bear made the book appear. So we're going to read the book. Something is stuck in the side. There we go, mithril shard. We're going to move the bear and bring out this clock here. Shove the clock aside. I don't need that there. And then I'm going to drink. Shrink back down. And we're going to go through that new door that takes us back to the tea party garden. Up onto this balcony here. Where we collect a piece of dark matter from the chest. We've only got one place to go. I can't get up there yet to get the chests that are visible up there. And there's another one up here too. So we're going to go to the bazaar room this way. They're hiding somewhere, and the Monrath's outgrabe. Want to find the shadows? Try turning on the light. Those are the lights he's talking about.
Freeze! Come on!
Oh, he says fellers. Run up to the top of the stove here and jump on over to the furthest table and turn the light on. It's too dim. Make it brighter. What next? One more lamp that you need to light. Back on over. Light that lamp. Brings a plant up. All the lights are on. You'll see the shadows soon. They'll arise in this room, but somewhere else. The shadows might go after that doorknob too. And that's foreshadowing too, because now we need to go back to the original bazaar room, and we'll do that by releasing this door and going back to the Queen's castle. Now there's a chest at the end here filled with a Thundara gummy. Drop on through. Back to the bazaar room for one final time. You'll have a better view from higher up. Okay, but first we're going to examine this flower, get a potion and a mithril shard, and another potion, and all these health balls that I don't actually need. And then we'll jump up here, speak to the Cheshire Cat. The shadow should be here soon. Are you prepared for the worst? If not, too bad. I hate the awful colouring of this boss. This is the Trick Master. The Trick Master is an obnoxious paper doll who drops health anytime I knock him down. But to knock him down, I have to get up high and whack him. And realistically, I can just keep wailing on him. Sometimes, right at the start of the fight, the stove is lit. And I used Blizzard on the bottom of the stove to unlight it. So he can't use his most powerful attack, where he uses his maracas on the stove and lights the maracas, and doing that allows him to use a projectile fire strike.
Fire!
But I can hit back to him, but it hurts. It hits like a truck, and I'd rather avoid doing something like that if I can help it. Oh, well that was easy. That's the Trickmaster down. And obtains the Ifrit's horn. That's useful.
What a racket. How's a doorknob to get any sleep?
Keyhole! What's happened here? What was that? You hear that? Sounded like something closed. This gummy ain't like the others. No, sir. Okay, I'll hold on to it. And that's a Navi gummy piece. Splendid. You're quite the hero. If you're looking for Alice, she's not here. She's gone, off with the shadows into darkness. No. Let's go back to our gummy ship. We might find her in another world. We've got to go to a save point to return to our ship. So this world doesn't have a door that I can just go to. So for the first time ever, we'll be using a save point to reach the ship. But we are going to swap out the fire ring with a Ifrit's horn on Goofy. Because it reduces fire damage still, keeps the defense, but it also raises his AP. And I'm going to put the fire ring, for now, on Sora. So everybody's got all of their slots filled except for Goofy. Goofy can now use charge, so we'll equip that too. Nobody else has anything that they need to do. And we're going to use the gummy ship function in the save menu. Because we need to go back to Traverse Town. We do have a third option now, but it is battle level 3-star. And I'd like to do the battle level 2-star first. So we'll travel back to Traverse Town and I'll meet you there. Here we are, back in Traverse Town. And there's a couple of things that we can do now that we couldn't before. These candles in this chest, I ignored them before. I'm going to take out the chairs because it's important that I do that. So this chest, if I examine it, it won't open. And previously I couldn't do anything with that, but now that I have the blizzard spell,
Deep freeze!
by making all the candles go out, I can open this chest now. And it gets me another defense up. So we're going to use that right away on Sora. And we're going to go into the item shop because I need some new bits and pieces. So we're gonna buy. I don't have the Warhammer or the Stout Shield. I won't use them, but I am going to purchase them. And I'll buy a couple more potions just to get me through. I will need them at some point. But we're also going to go into the accessory shop because I would like to purchase the obsidian ring, which we are going to give directly to Goofy. It ups his strength by 1 and it reduces dark damage by 20%. Now that we've left the world and come back, the Heartless have returned. So when we go into the next room, which will be the second district, there's the potential for us to find another special Heartless. But it's probably unlikely. What I'm planning on doing is just going down to see Pongo and Perdita. We're going to do that by fighting as little as possible. And to do that, I need to sort of find my way around stuff.
Come on!
And there we go. Dalmatian's house. A little cutscene for finding some of their puppies. Sometimes we'll get rewards for doing so, but this isn't one of those times. Can't check the menu in the Dalmatian's house for some reason. But all we know is that there are 6 Dalmatians left in Wonderland and 87 hiding elsewhere. And there we go, guys. Next time, we will travel to the 2-star difficulty world and see what that has in store for us. Thanks for watching. Okay, bye!